Hi everyone. My name is Mana Omar. I'm the founder and executive director of Spring of the Arid and Semi-arid Lands. It's an NGO led by pastoralist youths and working with the indigenous pastoralist communities of Kenya for the improved climate resilience. And I'll basically share some of the experiences that we've had at grassroots level working with the indigenous pastoralist communities with regards to health and climate change. So at the start of all our activities, we really didn't put into consideration that health has actually been affected. Health as a sector has been affected by climate change, by the impacts of climate change. But as we continue working, we gradually see that it's really one of the most important things that should be given the utmost attention. We're talking about issues to do with mental health for these communities due to the effects, extreme impacts of climate change. For example, when you speak about the pastoralists who are entirely depending on livestock keeping for sustenance, during prolonged droughts, periods of high heat and dryness, the lack of water, lack of pasture for their animals, a lot of animals die, and these communities don't know anything else apart from pastoralism. They don't venture into other livelihood activities. They don't understand any other form of economic or rather livelihood generation activity, and are forced to depend on pastoralism also because it's part of their culture. So you can you can now try and understand how the mental health aspect comes in, because when you lose your wealth in entirety, you're remaining with nothing. So most of the men are not able to provide for their families. They're not able to send their daughters to school, or children in general to school. They're not able to provide food for their families. So they kind of sink into depression, and they're left at the mercy of seeking for other jobs that are informal, that are not well paying. And this is kind of hurt their ego, and consequently give rise to a lot of mental health diseases, anger. So there's a lot of wife battery, intimate partner violence. And when we're talking about the access to water that is mainly rivers, women have to walk longer distances in search of water during drought seasons because water dries up. The rivers are seasonal, and walking all the way to fetch stagnated water gives rise to a lot of waterborne diseases, and I think that's what's most common in our places. We're talking about also diseases as a result of malnutrition, like kwashoko, marasmus, because these communities are extremely marginalized with only limited types of food to get their vitamins from. Like, for example, they'll only depend on milk and meat. So no fruits, no vegetables. So you get all these types of immunodeficiency diseases. And as I said, waterborne diseases as a result of walking long distances. Also, diseases as a result of walking longer distances in high heat and really, what do I call them, harsh environments. The pressure it exerts on the physical being of a human being, like women fetching water, pregnant women who have to give birth along the way while fetching water because they have no capacity to employ anyone or to delegate services for them to be able to undertake these house chores. So it's a lot of problems to do with health, and I think we really need to speak more and do more research on the nexus between health and climate change, because it really needs a lot of our attention. And we're running a small project, just trying to provide basic gender-based violence care closer to where these communities live, so that women, in as much as they undergo trauma and all these mental health diseases, at least they don't go untreated, and they don't remain victims of unwanted sexually transmitted infections, exacerbated by the distances they go to fetch water, and that have been mastered by perpetrators of instances of gender-based violence. Yeah, thank you so much.